Only Ritika is inactive. See why everyone is dull. Hmm? Offline also. No? Where is your batch, sir? Okay, sir. Okay. So let's try to understand today SQL window functions. Today is a little lengthy session, so I'll try to see that close next one and a half hour because everyone is hurry with the festival. But I can understand that. Madam feeling is I'm not in the festival mode. I can understand that. I'm also not in the festival mode. I'm in the work mode. Okay, so now let's please try to take your laptop. Laptop is mandatory, sir. Right. So books is not going to be help you. Trust me. Right. So you guys are came for not for taking the notes. You guys are came for to experience the Windows function. Right. So I hope the word is meaning of what is the experiencing. Right. Experiencing means you need to understand what it is going to do that because you are already knows these kind of a calculations, right? So what is mean by window? Window means like we can see this outside what is happening. Not like that, sir. Obviously. Correct, right? Window means we can see outside. See here also window is there. We can see outside. But this is also something similar. Why the people are created as a window will going to be understand now, right? It's not in a normal life what use this the word called window, but it's totally different thing, right? What we are going to do. But why we need to learn first, we'll discuss this, right? As a data analyst, data scientist, or full stack developer, whatever your role it is, right? End of the day, you need to give this calculation. Right. End of the day, your job is to give some calculations. Sir, what is mean by calculation? Sir, let's say I don't have much time. A person is going to have a much time. He can see the numbers. He can need to tell like very quickly and fastly. Right. So this is all came into the picture, the people's time problem. Right? So these features also came into this market because of whatever we are seeing, the BI tools, all the stuff, data scientists, why all these people are came? Because everyone want to, when you see these results, when you're seeing the results, it should be summarized manner and calculated values. Calculated values. That's how we are getting a jobs. Literally, that's how we are getting a jobs. Can a MBA person can't do this? Can a software developer can't do this? Yes, they can. It's not a bigger thing, but they don't have a time. They don't have a time because the people need to understand their business process. People need to understand their how to calculate. How to calculate. Sir, maths only na sir. No, sir. Right? It's little beyond, sir. Because the people are expected related to this domain like finance, processing, manufacturing, testing, quality, right? So testing is different, quality is different, sir. Don't try to because testing is when they are how they are doing, how it is. So now from the testing, how much the quality we can, right? Delivery, which is nothing but logistic. Correct, right? So because the people's lifestyle, we are getting a new products into the market. Every product is like have a domain expertise, but the core never going to be changed. The core is nothing but the product must and should be manufactured, and that has to travel to the distributor. Am I correct? From distributor to retail, from retail to salesperson sell to the customer. and if you have any issue, connect it to the support. If the support is good, you're going to give a good feedback about that support system, and that is going to become more publicity to the people. Now, everywhere, all these entire process, this is a process. All this entire process, people needed calculation information, calculated information. Otherwise, they cannot able to improvise their process. Improvise their process. To make sure this process has to happen very seamlessly, we require resources, human resources, right? Money means finance, right? All into come to the picture. Logistic, right? So these are all third party or in-house. Third party or in-house, which is going to be involved. Let's say for an Amazon, they have in-house logistic. Correct, right? Mintra does not have in-house logistic. They have depend on third-party logistic. Example I'm telling, sir, right? I'm not a owner of that company, but just giving an example how it is happening. Some companies have that process, some companies have this kind of a process. Sir, why I'm telling all these things, you guys are going to be keep in this mind, right? Whenever you're working with the data, especially for a calculation. For that, we are already learned some aggregated functions on a SQL side, right? What are those? Sum, average, count, all these things. But there is a problem. If I go in with this sum, average, and all the stuff, there is an issue for me. What is that issue, sir? It's going to give scalar value or a single value, right? Means the result set is always like summarized. The result set is always like a summarized. This is one type of a calculation. I'm not saying that is a wrong, that is a wrong calculation. Correct, right? So let's say this is I wanted today how many orders are came. Today, how many orders are came? I need to do this sum. Obviously, no issues. But when you comparison, when you want the comparison, let's say yesterday's orders, today orders. What is that? Yesterday orders and today orders. Correct, right? When you want the comparison, this sum is going to help us. Is it possible? Me, sir, to compare it, first I need to show them both are in where, sir? In a same row as a two columns. Which one? Yesterday orders and today orders. So TO means today orders, Y means yesterday orders. Right? So when you see this, both beside means within a same row. Within a same row as a two column, immediately what your eye will do? Understand? See, as a human, you don't need to do that. You're a non-layman or non-technical person. What you can do that? This is a 10. This is a 20. Wow, we are good. Double. See, are you showing here anything like a double? No. So basic calculation, people can do that. Right? You wanted, you can show that the growth, what we call them as growth with the yesterday, you can able to show that. No one going to say no. But this kind of a data or this kind of a calculations when we wanted, what is the problem? The aggregated functions are not going to be help us. What we learn by using the grouper. What we learn by using the grouper. Correct, right? Grouper, what will do? Even if you do with the date, right? It is going to show that as a rows, not as a columns. Let's say date orders. Date orders means you're doing group by date. Group by date. When you're doing a group by date, on the day what are it is coming. Sir, here also I can compare it, sir. Here also I can compare it. But obviously, when you want it to be on the same level, right? So what we can do, we need it with the everyday analysis. Everyday analysis. I wanted to tell this order in which level, right? Okay, these are like very high level. Okay, it is happening with either by group or if I wanted to with as a columns, but to bring as a column, we cannot do by with the group by and sum. Sum means aggregator, we can't do that. That is the first thing. So second thing is what we can do, every order, the order rank. Sir, why we need to give a rank, sir? That way I can tell that who is my premium customer. Premium customer. That is the most important for me, VIP customer, right? VIP customer. How can I know that? Based on what? Order amount. Order amount. Let's say, sir, given 1 lakh, I'm given 10 rupees. Now, sir is going to become VIP. Obviously, for 10 rupees, wala, you need to wait, sir, because it's a 1 lakh order. Wow, VIP person is came to the shop. I'm buying in their shop. I'm going to think, right? So now to keep that, which one I need to process first? Correct, right? That is also most important for us. Which one I need to process first? Obviously, you're going to give the priority. Simply, I can say the priority. So these kind of a things, by using a group by, it's very, very difficult to get that information. Hope you guys are understanding what I'm talking here, right? What type of calculations I'm talking. Hope you guys are understanding, right? So to overcome this, all these things, whatever I'm talking, we required a window functions. What is this? It is going to be calculated across set of table rows. It's going to be considered according to your related or whatever the context you given. According to this, it is going to be considered that table row. In that table row, it is going to be perform the calculation, and in this, it is going to be added to the current. It is going to be added to the current row as a new column. As a new column for every row. So related to the current row, known as window. Known as window. Here, first we are trying to understand what is a window, right? Window functions are helping us. But in this, what is mean by window? Window is not a mirror. Window is not a door, right? Window is a set of related rows, related table rows. In that, we are going to be perform that calculation. We are going to be perform the calculation. That calculated value, we are going to show that every row. Every row means to that current row. To that current row. To do this, obviously, we need to do that to set that table rows. We need to make sure we need to set that table as a row. Obviously, some of the rows we need to select it, right? We need to select it. That is the reason for a window functions. Any window functions, if you take in or consider here, there is must and should, there is one clause will going to be with that. Right? Because what is that? To set a table rows. Which kind of a rows it has to be selected. Right? That we are going to be do by using over clause. Over clause. Over clause means there is no window function, because it is going to be defines this window of a rows. By using the over clause, we are going to be define that what is those set of arrows. What is that set of arrows which is relevant to that context, right? So that we are going to do this. Let's see this, any window function, how the people are going to be write it. Let's say here the people are going to write a function name, which is nothing but calculated function name, right? Calculated function name, that by using, or we have a types are there. We have a types of functions. We're going to be discuss that. That can be, you can say that rank functions or analytical functions, whatever you can say that, right? So by using that function name, and it is must and should be right with the over clause. In the over clause, again, we have a two parts. One is partition, another one is order by. To set to set of the rows or to select the whatever relevant to that particular context, what we needed, we need to partition. We need to partition, right? That's what divide data into groups. Divide data into groups. Sir, that I can do by using a group by also now. I can do by using a group by, right? But the problem when you're doing with the group by, what you can do, that is going to be get summarized. Summarized, it is not going to be give the result as every row. It is not going to give on the every row. It is going to be give just a set of result. Set of result. Calculated result. It's a purely calculated results. I cannot compare it. I cannot compare it, or I cannot show that where this row it is, where this row it is. So this is all about this window functions on the row level. What is that? Row level, which is going to be help us to get that calculated value on every row. Every row, but by considering or by setting the some partition rows. Partition rows. That's how in the over clause. The over clause is going to be help us to do by what is one? Divided data into groups. And another one is specify the order of the rows within that each group. Within that each group, not like overall. It is like within that set. Within that set, how you wanted to be sorted. How you wanted to be sorted. Means whatever you're taking that group, in that group, it is going to be perform that calculation, and that calculated value, it is going to be show on each row for that group. Each row for that group. Let's say, example, there is a table. Let's try to understand, right? In this table, we have columns, right? So let's say we have like a columns. Now in this, let's say ID, employee name, and salary, and department. Now, based on the department, I want to know that, right, which are the highest, right, every employee rank. Highest paid, right, means the top paid employees with their rank. Means I need to show that every employee, based on the department, I need to give them rank based on what? Salary. Means the partition is happening, the group is happening based on what? Department. And there's the calculation or giving or assigning a value based on what? Sorting. Means order by. Means order by. So these kind of stuff we can able to do by using the over clause. This is the characteristics. If it does not have this over clause, we cannot achieve that what we wanted. The result has to show on each row. Otherwise, it's going to become like a normal group by. It's going to become like a normal group by. But this is not like this. It is not need, you don't need to do that any group by. This is going to be purely calculated column. Purely a calculated column. This calculated column is going to be work on that column itself without affecting any row values. But group by is not like that. You need to select whichever selected columns, that columns only you can able to see on the result, right? By applying some aggregation, means non-selected columns, means non-grouped columns, you need to apply the aggregation. You need to apply the aggregation. So that is totally changing my behavior of that table, or the table how I have it, right? Because that is one type of it. Because this is no, my table how it is going to be stick like that. Means it is going to have ID, employee name, salary, department. It is going to keep in the result same. It is going to be add one extra column. In this, it is going to tell me that saying that who is the top or rank. Means my original data still within the result. Within that result, but it's just adding one extra column. Extra column. Part that is relevant to that row itself. That is relevant to that row itself. That's how I said like this is a group versus row. Group versus row. In a group where your row it is. Where your row it is. Comparison. Obviously, it's a comparison. I'm in the second class. In a second class, the student, what is their rank? What is their rank? What is the third class? What is their student rank? Correct, right? So when I'm taking like I have a students table, in a student table, I'm fetching all the students, but each grade student have a rank. Correct, right? Rank is assigned based on the grade itself within that class. Grade means within that class, right? So school level, that is a different. Means that is you are taking the overall, that is a different matter. Means in the 1,000 people are there, in 1,000 people, are you going to rank? Then how can you do that? Because their kids' age is not the same. Means the group characteristics are different. Different. So in this scenarios, window functions are going to be helpful, very, very easy, like very, very helpful to make us to calculate that value on that result. On that result. So that's what is happening when you go with the over clause. So especially Windows. So window function is going to be syntax is very simple, saying that function name space over of partition space by, so which is helping us to divide the data into the group, which is nothing but column names. You can use multiple columns or single column, and order by is going to be help us to the data how it has to be sorted, means listed within that group. Within that group means in this which one first executes? Over clause, right? In this syntax, first will execute over clause. In the over clause, which one will execute? Partition. And after that, sort by. And after that, function. After that, function. So just to trying to give an idea about it, how the calculation is going to be happen in this window function. Right? Function can be anything. That will come to this later. First, we need to understand how this is going to be evaluating, where it is evaluating. We are trying to understanding by going through this. Understood? So now let's see this. There is a types. Now let's understand. We understand about it. There's what type of we have it, like the characteristics we understand. What is a window we understand. Now we need to focus on what are type of functions we have. What type of functions we have. So total we have three types of window functions are there. One is aggregated functions, aggregated window functions. Second is ranking window functions. Now the third one is analytic or value window functions. Analytic or value window functions. That's what I can try to tell you here. Right? So let's try to understand what is the first one is aggregate window. Aggregate means calculation, like summarized value. Right? So let's go there. What is that? What are those we have? Sum is there, average is there, max is there, min is there, count is there. So sum is what it will do? Plus the sum. It's going to do that plus within that group. Within that group. Average means sum of group of values divided by number of values within the group. Within the group. Hope you guys are understanding because it is happening because when you mention the over, when you mention the over, but when you mention the group, group by, there is a group by also there, Nasar. We can use in a group by sum, right? When you use the group by the same sum function, if used, what will happen? Classified means categorized, right? The distinct values, whichever it's available, in that it is going to be applied the sum. Same for average divided by total. So like the same thing, like how we are doing the partition by using the over clause here, by using inside the partition by, there also we can do by the group by. But the problem there, we can see that only that grouped column and aggregated column. Grouped column and aggregated column. But when you use this Windows function, I can see with all the rows plus and on every row that calculated information. That calculated information beside. That is what this window functions will do that. Right? It happens. It is going to be happen separately. Right? It's going to happen separately this calculation. Please remember. So because this is also impact on this where it has to be executed, when it is going to be executed. That is also most important stuff. Right? The order of the SQL execution in a DQL. Right? So that is also will impact. Right? So most of these window functions when it is executed, that is also will come to the picture. So that's why I'm talking about it. Right? We'll discuss that in also in the sooner. So now according to this, what we can say this, it is going to be showed that on every group row, on that group row. Now that's what the window functions. So let's see this practically, sir, by going on to this. Let's see this. Today I'm taking one of this database called window functions. Inside I have a three tables. One is employee. In an employee we have employee ID, employee name, department ID, department name, salary, and hire date. This is all about employees realm. There is another one is orders. In this, we have order ID, customer ID, order date, amount, and status. Right? There is another table I'm taking, sales. In the sales, I'm taking this order ID, order date, region, category, product, units, sales, and profit. Obviously, sales, what kind of a data will happen here? Fact table. So orders are going to be dimension table. So that way you can able to see that. Okay. So now let's try to understand. See this one of the basic example I'm considering in this. Everyone please try to understand. In this a basic example how it is has been written. So the show the average salary. Show the average salary across all employees. Across the all the employees. The solution is very simple by using which one? Average salary by using over. By using the over. Right? So what is happens means I'm not doing any partition. I'm not doing any sort. I don't need to do that. because my requirement here it is show the average salary across all employees, right? So we need to show that average salary, how it is coming across all the employees, when you're comparing with an employee salary, when you're comparing with the employee salary. So that's how we are what is happening. Employee ID from an employee table, you guys can see on this here. Employee ID, employee name, department ID, department, all this stuff. Employee name, department name, and salary. And average salary, this is the function, which is nothing but which one? Aggregated window function by using the over clause without have any partition, because I'm considering all the employees and saying that average salary overall. So now I'm limiting with the 10 rows. If I try to execute it, we can able to see this. Now this is the salary of Ishan Nair. So the salary is 98,843 and then average salary is 79,312.8750 paisa. Right? So this is the salary. Now, when we compare, easily I can compare this salary and average salary. This guy is above the average salary. This guy is above the average salary. Now I don't need to give any hike. This is kind of one of the calculation here for me to managers, obviously, right? So to need to understand, so we need to consider like my entire, I need to consider about only one employee or need to consider all the employees. When I considering all the employees average salary is, we need to compare it. If they are above, I don't need to give much percentage. If they have a less than the average, we need to bring that employee into average salary. We need to bring them into average salary. Understood, right? That way, some of the companies will works. Some of the companies will works. So in this scenario here, see 74,966. This is Ishan Patil. Ishan Patil. But the average salary is 79,312. Obviously, the less is there. So now what we need to do? We need to increase his salary. We need to increase his salary. Now by using, we can able to tell is a salary, we need to increase it or not very easily. Got it? So these are the things we can able to take care of it. But the same things, you're doing whatever you're doing, but can I achieve this kind of a result by using a group by? Because see, my average, whatever I'm getting, the purpose is a different, and having with on every employee salary beside, it's going to give a knowledge as a HR where this employee, right, why is below the average salary, why is below the average salary. These kind of a things I can able to understand. Correct, right? That's what I can do that. This is kind of analysis. This is a data analysis. Correct, right? Right. So let's say if I go with this by using a group by using the group by, is what has happened? Is it works for me? Right? So let's try to understand here the same statements. I'm pinning this result, right? I hope you guys knows it, what it is, the pinning. Now let's take this one, saying this here, I'm going to take this average salary, right? Even if you are not using the over, I'm going to get the same value of this average. That's right, because it's a across. We said like all this data set here is considered, the group is considered all the employees. So now here it is what's happened. Obviously, if I try to do this, right, if I try to execute, first it's throw the error because this is a aggregated call. So that's how I'm using the group by. Group by what? Huh? Because I'm saying that across means all the employees. Huh? Employee ID. Now My average salary will works like this because remaining columns are not going to be. Let's remove this. Okay, let's take like this. Now, are you saying this kidding me? Like here, it's the same for 101 employee. The average salary came how much? But here, if you see this, what is the average salary? Means here the same value of the salary it came when you are applying the group. Reason the conservation employee ID is primary key. Now, how many number of rows? One only always. Right? The salary divided by 1 is equals to salary. Is equals to salary. Now you understand. So these kind of a calculations we cannot achieve by using the group by. By using the group by. Even if I try to do this, these kind of a results are comes. This is a useless data. This is not a useless. By using a group by, what is that? This is an employee salary. It is coming for me, right? But this is calculated separately the average salary. Means the above one is equivalent to, like, you can write it like this. Select average salary from where? Employees. Correct, right? I don't need to do any group by because across means all that. Saying that average salary. Now let's pin this and then try to execute it. What's happens, sir? Now it is working fine. Now, whatever you return the subquery called, that I return like this. Understood, sir? Now, what is that and what is going to be happening indirectly? Shortcut. Correct, right? Now you can get all the employees. Now here, you are not done any group by. Means whatever you have it, you can get it in this. Now it is going to have the same result. It's going to have a same results of the above. Hope you are understanding what I'm talking here. Correct, right? I can do like this also. Am I correct? But the problem, it's calculate on every row. It's calculate on every row. Correct, right? The subquery is within the selected columns area, whatever we return, which is going to be evaluated on every row. On every row. Correct, right? It's a loop iteration. When it's happening on every row, what is going to happen? Loop. But here, no, sir. It's not like that. It's not like that, which is how many groups are there? That many times only it is happened the average. Means this is calculated only one time. This is calculated as one time, not as a subquery. Means it's not evaluated on every row. So you can able to see this. You can see the performance also. Here you can see the 0.0021 seconds when you go with this. When you go with the over clause, you can see this 0.0050 seconds. Look like this one is faster, but this is a slower. Correct, right? Now try to execute again. It will be changed. Now it is happened like 0.0020. So better to by clicking on the explain because this is a local. It is not going to come the much differences. You cannot able to understand properly. To see this, try to see this visually how it is happens. But you know that we already told you how to do that by using the explain. By using the explain keyword. That by using which one? Thunder search icon. Remember thunder with search icon? When we indexed, discussed, I showed it. మీరు నవ్వకూడదమ్మా, నేను నవ్వాలి. మీరు తల దించుకోవాలి. Right? Correct, right? There is a option. If you click on it, it is going to show that tabular explanation and visual explanation. In a Mac, it is not working, but Windows, you guys can see that. Right? It is going to tell, remember why the primary key, index keys are faster, how many number of rows it's scanning. I explained it. Right? So do that. You can understand which one is the better way. It is happens. Understood, Nasa? Just I hope you guys are. There is a bigger myth that people believe like Windows function is something else. Now it is has been revealed. Windows function is nothing but another. It's you cannot say like this. I cannot say every time it's like a subquery, right? So you need to say this again. If you use the partition here, I need to use the group by here. But the problem here it is if I use the group by, I expected a single, which one? Value. Means I need to apply the where clause or having clause. Then only I can able to see that the row respected or group respect. Understood, right? Single value, I need to get it there. So that way we are going to do that. Simply is nothing but rather than applying a group by, if I'm there, I'm going to say that where department name is equals to sales. Now in department sales, it is going to give the average salary. Now indirectly here I am writing average salary over partition by department. Partition department. Understood, right? So that way. So that will be keep on when you are started working on this. Understood, sir? So that's how it is going to be takes lot of examples I taken today. So I don't know how much time it will take. So let's try to bear with me. Try to understand the concepts, what you are trying to showing the realistic way, how we can do that. Understood, right? So rather than taking a notes, experience it. Understand the concept. If you not ask me what I can able to tell you or with an example, I can try to explain here. Now, hope you guys are understand what's happened. Now, let's see the second example. Right? Department by department, total, salary, and percentage contribution. Now, the partition by which one? Department ID. In the department ID, how much this each department is taking the total salary. Right? Total salary. Now that what we are doing, rounding that value into salary divided by sum of a salary like this by using this, right? Sum of a salary over, correct, right? And rounding the value and saying that how much this contribution, right? So let's say each department, how much the salary is taking. Let's say my company is spending like 10 lakh rupees for the salaries. Now, engineering department, how much it is taking in the 10 lakhs. That kind of a percentage it is going to tell us that each department was. Now, let's try to execute that one by going through this. It's trying to tell that he's at, right? Ishan Patil is there. The sales is, right? Sales department. In the sales department, total salary is how much? Right? 421135. In that, Ishan Patil, how much he has been taking? How much? 70 from his salary. Right? Whose salary this one? Employee salary. In an employee salary, this one, right? 74,966 divided by 421135 into 100. Now, let me prove you by going on to the calculator. So this is the way we are going to do in a real time. We'll compare the result is correct or not. Okay. How much? 74,966 divided by 421135 equals to into 100. How much? 17.8. Means he's taking 17.80 from his entire department. Right? I can say that guy is taking a huge. Correct, right? Right? On which department? Sales department. Right? So they are using a department ID or department name, whatever. Right? So there is a unique, and this is also unique name, obviously. So we can able to see this in an engineering perspective. Engineering perspective, you can see this 14.73. Already we are doing order by descending here. Now, obviously, this value is going to come as who's ever taking the highest. Now, who is Sana Reddy is taking the highest on their department. How much percentage is taking? 21.35%. Now, my company is giving for that department how much? 4 lakhs 21,135 rupees. The Sana Reddy itself is taking 89,906 as 21.35%. Understood that? See, this is a comparison. I'm doing a comparison on that row level, on employee level. This can able to do this by using a group by? Difficult. We cannot able to do that. Right? The same thing. How we can write this one into subquery? Select sum of salary from employee manner. From employee where department ID is equals to department ID. Department ID. It is going to give that total sum value. Again, here what we need to do, salary divided by again the select query. Same select query, we need to write it. Understood, Nasa? That way we are going to be right. Understand? That's it, sir. Other than you don't need to worry about it in a shortcut method. I'm writing in a shortcut method by using which one? Over. Over is going to be help us to in this partition by whatever we are doing a partition by, which is nothing but filter. It is nothing but filter. Grouping. Grouping means filter. Understood, right? So that I'm doing here very clear. Understand, sir? Anyone have any queries up to now? Why? How it will add, madam? Madam, this is which type of SQL statement, madam? DQL will do the manipulation on the storage. Simple, madam. But where it is going to do the manipulation? Result. On the result. The result. That's how when we are working with this databases, the people give only the DQL permission, means select statements. If you want, you can do whatever on the results, not on the stored data. This is nothing but transformation, madam. This is nothing but transformation. The same thing you can do in the Power BI or Tableau or some Excel. You can do all this stuff. In Excel also, you can write a formulas like this. Am I correct or not? Now, same thing we are doing by using the over clause. Understood, sir? Online, anyone have any queries, sir? Madams? Anyone is there or left? Oh, shit. No, sir. Only Parvati, Ahuja. Okay, understand? Boring subject, huh? Okay, so now let's see here it is what we understand how to do this aggregate this. Clear? Right? So now let's see this another type of window functions, right? We discussed the total any three. One is aggregated, next is ranking, next is analytic or value. In this, what we need to understand, sir? So, what we can understand? Row number, rank, dense rank, entile. 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 Right? So, what is going to do this? First, let's try to understand the row number. What is this row number? It's going to be generate unique sequential number. It's going to be generate a unique sequential number within that row. It only no, sir. Anything will happen when you mention the partition by. When you mention the partition by, the function has to calculate within that group. Now, you cannot do this outside of the group. Right? The context is limiting here it is up to that group. Right? Just now you see this aggregated for Mr. Santosh, can you go to your
Sorry, sir.
right? So what is here it is? Let's say correct, right? So that sorry, right? The group we saw that aggregated functions that is working to that group only. Now we just now saw an example. Average has been calculated that department. Or total salary is calculated that department. That department. And the contribution means how much the salary employee taking on that department expenses. Right? So that is also group within that group. Sir, anything, sir, if you mention the partition by on the over clause, but in the over clause, both are optional. Partition by and order by both are optional. But when you mention, it is strict to that logic. It is strict to that logic. Understood, right? It is going to be work like that. Right? In that context, the creating a unique sequential numbers. Sequential numbers unique. The word is I said is unique, no duplicate. No duplicate values will generated. Means it's generated a sequential number. The sequential number by using the row number. Right? There's the whatever the partition you taken, the partition have a same values, or even though it is going to be generated in the sequence. Right? So now the ranking number to each row within that partition itself, within that partition itself. But the problem here it is whenever the same value it is there, the rank is going to be assign the same value like 1, 2, like this. Right? So let's say how many number of right has been give the same value for a next row, it is going to be the gap. The gap is going to be added as 4. Right? Internally it is going to have this is a 3. But it is going to be this gap. The gap is 3. That is going to be skipped and add the 4 here. For dense, same thing. What the rank will do, the dense also will do the same thing, creating a ranking number or a sequence number. We cannot say sequence number here. We can say the ranking because the duplicates will be repeated on the rank and dense. But in the dense, what is happening? It is going to become the 3. The gap is not going to be skipped. The gap is not going to be skipped. Most of the time, let's say top 5, top 10, right? Get that top customers, right? Top products, right? In this scenario, we'll prefer to go with which one? Dense rank. We'll prefer to go with the dense rank. Right? If you're okay with that, right? Both are doing the same, but only the problem is there's a third one is gone. It's a skip. The gap has been skipped, right? So that if you don't want, if you are okay with that, you can go with the rank. Let's say, no, sir, I wanted all the unique as per sequential. Then what you need to do? Row number. You need to go with the row number. Understood, right? So that is what is going to be happens. Now, entire, it's going to be create a groups or buckets, right? Approximately like quantile or quarter or whatever, right? So that kind of a groups, equal groups are going to be created as a buckets. Now let's try to understand these window functions by going through this examples now. You guys can see here, the first one thing I'm trying to using the rank. Sir, please observe everyone. My screen is most important. Get the top 3 earners per department by using a rank. The question here I'm trying to do this rank. I'm not trying to use the row number or dense rank. I'm using a rank. But we know the problem of the rank, what is going to be happen. But I require this top 3 earners. Earners means who's are taking the salary, right? So that's how what we take in order by salary and partition by department per department. Partition is department and top 3 earners. So order by salary. Order by salary. And it is going to be add a rank. Add a rank. So that's how we are saying that. Again, the top 3 earners. So that's how the rank should be less than or equals to. Correct, right? I required only top 3. I don't require the all the. Correct, right? I don't want a top 3. There's I want a limit in this order by department and rank in department. Now just added, and now if I try to execute this, it is going to be failed. The error, we can able to see this, copy the response, and now let's see here. What is saying? You cannot use this alias rank in department of an expression containing a window function in this context. Now where line number 5. On a line number 5. If I commented this, now this statement is going to be works or not. Let's see here. It is working. Now we can able to see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, this department has been changed. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, HR 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now marketing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, finance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All are like no salary is not equal here. The problem here it is the salary is not equal. Now I wanted to be matched that with the Sneha Reddy for an Ishan Patil, how it is going to behave. Let's test it out first. I'll come to this top 3 why it is not working with the having again. Now let's copy this. 1 second, sir. Let me get a charger. 1 second, sir. Okay, sorry guys, charging is the issue. So now you guys can see here, let me try to take this Neha Reddy salary and go to this employees. We know that. So let's find out for Ishan Patil, correct, right? That's what we saw that, right? Ishan Patil 100. 2. Now let's change his salary with matching the Sneha Reddy. So to test it out, the rank is going to give the sequence, right? Have a same number. After that, it's skipping the gap or not to understand that, right? So let's say again, I'm running this one. What's happening here? See, Ishan Patil, Sneha Reddy, both have the rank 1. Now the gap is 2 has been skipped because of this, right? So whatever, right? So you can see in this and we can able to see this. Suresh Das has got the 3. Suresh Das has got the 3. If you use the dense rank, now it is not like this. It is going to be changed. Let me try to show you that is also by using simply dense rank and try to execute it. You can see the results. It's like 1, 1, and 2. The gap is not going to be skipped. The gap is not going to be skipped. It is in the order, in the sequential order, but duplicate. But it's a duplicated values we can able to see on the dense RAM. Because there's when the have it's very valid, when there's the salary have a same for Sneha Reddy and Ishan Patel, obviously we need to give this rank 1, which we cannot say like this. But if you use the row number, it is going to be mistaken. That's right. Let's say if I going with this row number, so we know that row number is also work similar like the rank all and this thing within that partition itself or lot. Let's see in this what is happening 1, 2. Correct, right? And again, this department when you use the partition again, it's starting from 1 and 2. It's the same, sir. It is not something else within that group. Within that group, behavior is the same because of the partition. When you mention the partition, behavior is the same. When you have not mentioned the partition, now it is considered the entire set. Means all the data. It's considered the all the data. Understand? So that's what is happened. Now, coming back into the rank, right? So whatever we have, let's go with this. Now, why? So we saw that, understand this, how it is happening and how it is working. All these 3 variations we understand. Rank, dense rank, and row number we understand. But when you're enabling this having, so why I'm using having, you guys knows it, not a where clause, because this is a calculated column, means virtual column on the result that we can use it on the, we cannot use it on the where. So we need to use the have it. So now let's say when I try to do this, even if it is a fail, it's saying that what is that? You cannot use the alias, the rank in department in the having. Now it's not mentioned in the having of expression containing a window function in this context. So let's try to understand the execution. Last time also just now 10-15 minutes back I mentioned about this execution pattern. Now again let's try to understand how this is going to be works here. Here little bit going to be change on this. One is from where group by having after that window function. After that window function. Understood that? And select. And select means Windows functions are not going to be run on every row. Every row. Correct, right? It's not going to be run every row. It's going to be run one time. And this window result and select result is going to be merged and then we can able to see the results. And after that means Windows, we can use it on the order by, absolutely no issues. But there's Windows aliases, we cannot able to use it on the having and where clauses, even on the group by. Even on the group by, we cannot. Understood, right? So we can able to use it only after the having, because the Windows executing after the having. So now this is not the right way to do this. Now that's how I'm trying to do this. We know that how to do that by using the subquery. Right? We understand this concept of subquery very well, I hope. Right? You guys are know this strongly. I believe I teach like that. So now here, what we can convert this one into virtual table. What is that? Virtual table. That's what we'll do by the select. So that's how we came in into under from clause. From clauses expects the virtual table or stored table or view or CT. CT table is also virtual table, but it is not going to be executed, but it execute first. That's how we define it with by using a with clause. After that, we use the select. Am I correct? So that where it is going to be happens. Sir, little bit, sir. Right? Understood, right? So this is what is happens. Now in this, you can apply the where clause. Because this is the result. In this, already a column will be there. So that's why I can use it on the where clause. Now, if I try to execute, we can able to see that only this, which one? Top three. Right? Top three based on what? Department name and rank or department ID or whatever, because we don't have a department ID in this. So that's how what we are using department and rank in department. We can able to see this like this: engineering, finance, HR, marketing, sales. Now, if you added a department ID here, you can add a department ID. Now you can see the sales, whatever the order we wanted, it will comes. I hope that is not a bigger matter for us, but we need to understand how this is working. Understood, right? Clear? Got a picture of this. Which one? Ranking functions. Ranking functions, especially three. What is those? Row number, rank, dense number. So these three things, how it is going to be works. Now, if I go to the same thing on this, right, there is a differentiation. I wanted to give you more about it. So a small comparison, a small comparison, employee ID, employee name, department name, and salary. We are taking by using the department ID and order by salary. Obviously, by using a salary, we are taking, and then how the row number is comes, how the rank will comes, and how the dense rank will comes. Let's see this in one glance here when you try to execute it here. See here, there's a row number is assigning for Ishan Patel is 1, and for rank is also 1, and dense rank is also 1. But when you're coming into the Sneha Reddy, the row number has been given 2, and rank and dense rank both are given the 1, 1. But when you come into the Suresh Das, the row number has been 3. The rank is the 3 because there's a continuation. It's a gap is going to be skipped by the rank, but the dense rank is going to be followed. It is not going to skip the gap, and then it is going to return the 2 here. Understood? So these comparisons, you can able to understand this, this, this. These three you can able to understand this, and this, and this, and this, and this. When you use the row number, the last almost it is going to have a same. It's going to have a same. If you have a different values. If you have a different values, the terms and conditions will apply here. Right? Sir said like the last value, but here I got everyone is a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Because all the values are same. When the values are same, the row number still 1 to 7, but the rank is going to be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. The dense rank is also 1, 1, 1, 1. For next row, it is not there on that group. That's how there is no option to skip it. There is no option to skip it. It will be start from the next group again from 1. Starts from 1. Understood, Nasa? So now let's say my question is to get the top. If anyone asked you to get the top only single row, then you can use row number, rank, or dense rank. But in this top, like the highest paid salary can have a multiple people. Can have a multiple people. in this scenario, you can use rank or dense rank. Rank or dense rank. Now, whatever we learned is get the second highest paid employees. Remember, ఎందుకు గుర్తుంటాయి, సినిమాలు గుర్తుంటాయి, అన్ని గుర్తుంటాయి కదా సార్. Right? Get the second highest paid salary. Get the second highest salary employees. Not maximum. We use
limit.
Union limit, right? Where clause, subquery. That you can sort it out by using which one? Dense rank or rank. What is the problem in that? It doesn't matter for me. Okay, correct. For a second, you cannot use the rank. For you can say dense rank only. And if you wanted the highest paid salary, in this scenario, you can use the rank or dense rank. Either one, it will be works. Either one, it will be works here. Understood, right? So that is also you can solve another solution how you can able to solve that one by using the which one? Window functions. By using the window functions. Understood, sir? Clear? Good. So now let's see this. This is one of the examples, sir. It is written like so much. Don't worry about it. The total of sales ordered by date. Now we are taking which one? On which table? Orders table. On orders table, sorry, sales table, sir. On a sales table, I wanted to get that. So running total of sales order by date, right? When using this order by date, so rows between unbounded, preceding, and current row means in the over clause, what is this things are? We just thought like we have only what are the stuff? Partition and order by. Now, why I wanted to be just to give a glimpse, I'm not taking us so much deeper on this. If I take so much deeper, you are going to be in this stage is very, very difficult. Just giving an idea. In the over clause, you cannot only go with the order by and partitions. We have others also saying that rows between unbounded, preceding, and current row. Let's see what is happened if I go with this. See here, this is a sale and this date called 2024-01-02 means this is on January 2nd, 2024. Region is East. Now the sales are 56,305 and here it is 56,305. That's right. When you go to the East again, 7384. Here it is coming like 63688. Now what is happening? It is giving the sum of the sales. Sum of the sales means on the East, because this is a East or order by order date. Order by order date, not on the region. Not on the region. Am I correct? Did I mention on the region? No, I mentioned on the order date. The order date obviously in the ascending order. Ascending order. If you see this, what is happening? This 63688, where it is coming? Right. Open the calculator. Again, calculator. This is the most important stuff what we are going to do here. What is happened? 56304 plus 77384. I can able to see this 63688. Now, what I'm trying to tell, you're doing order by date sum of a sales. Good. But the next one, the coming, the rows, it is has to taken between the unbounded. It's not a bounded. Means unbounded, preceding and current row. Proceeding as a current row. So now I'm trying to tell. So now if you come here. Now here what is happening? Correct. So 63688 plus plus 282464. It is comes like 3461152. The between up to my current row, right? Means the previous unbounded preceding. Preceding means before. Now up to when? Current row. Current row. If you are taking good order by order date is good. That is anyhow, that is have a sales, right? If it does not have any previous preceding unbounded rows, if it is not there, it is going to take the same value. It's going to take the same value. But here I'm doing everything like this, right? All these three, I can see this total sales like this. Now, this is another feature we can able to see here very clearly. We can able to tell that how the rows has to be considered when you're calculating the sum, right? So by using which one? Between. Rows between unbounded preceding. So that's how running total. I said not the total. Running total of sales order by date. Running means up to here. Up to here, how much the total? Up to here, how much the total? But when you come here, there is no previous one. So that's how it is going to consider only the order date. Obviously, it is going to be group wise happen what? Order date. Means the group, each group is going to be happen order date. We can able to see like this. This is the total overall sales. Understood? So these kind of a calculations we can see mostly on the warehouses and finance. Warehouses and finance sheets. Finance sheets. That's what we call them as running sales. Running sales means before, previous, based on the previous sales, it has to up to that row. Up to that row, it has to tell. Now, I can see this 2024, January 31st, I have a total sales happen 3,56,364. This is a goods. Correct, right? If I go to the particular date, how much the total? Yes, this is the total. This is what it's happening. Means it is telling me each day how much the total sales is happening based on this previous preceding, right? Between, that's how the rows is between unbounded, preceding, and current. Current. So this kind of a one more calculation, you guys can see that when you go with this, right? Just I wanted to show that. So these things also you can able to go through by using the over clause, by going through over clause. So over clause is very in-depth, vast is there. So many features are there. I'm not going much onto this, but just giving a glimpse of that, how we can. But in this stage, how much you can try to take it up. Now, let's see this another one. What we are trying to do here, right? So 7-day moving average. 7-day moving average. That's how rows between 6 preceding and current row. Correct, sir. Week. Sir, 6 rows is considered just call, sir. Now, current row nunchi previous any current row plus 6. Right? So that's what 7-day moving average. What is that? 7-day moving average. Example uses rows between 6 preceding and current row. If the dates have a gaps, you may need to adjust using the derived calculator or use a range with the numeric keys if you want it, but leave it that. But let's see this, what I'm trying to do this. When I try to execute it, I can able to see that here that average sales. Correct, right? So here it is. What's happened? 56304. Now this one 31844. Correct enough? How it will be? Let's see this. 56304 plus 7384 equals to divided by 2. 31884. Now the same thing again. What has happened? 563 04 plus 7384 plus 282464 equals to divided by 3. It's gave like this much. Now, what is that? Average. Average. So up to how many days? 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the average is changed again. Understood, right? Previous 6. It's going to take the previous 6. Every row, previous 6. Understood, right? Every row, current row, it's going to take this. The preceding how many number of rows? 6 rows. It is going to be taken. And then it is going to give the average sales. Now, if I come to this date called 2024-06-27, means which date? Right? June 27, 2024. If the manager is came from last 1 week, how much the average sale? That's it. Understood, right? So these kind of a calculations also you can able to do by going through this. Right? Just giving that more idea about it, how it is going to be happens. Now let's see this by going through this. I'm not going into the end tile here because that is not like more this thing. I'll come back. Okay, that is not important also, right? So, but let's first focus on this by comparison. What we understand with window ranking function, duplicates are no, and gap in a rank, yes, and strict sequential numbering. Sequential number is going to be happen rank. Duplicates are going to be yes. Gap in a rank, yes. And ranks with the gap for ties, means groups. And dense rank, duplicates, yes. The gap in a rank, no. And ranks without a gaps. That we can able to see this here. Right. So now let's see which one? Analytic window functions. Here we have like 4. Let's try to understand. Lead, lag, first value, last value. What is mean by lead? Access the value of the next row. Access the value from the next row, which is that is what is the lead. This is nothing but future row. It is nothing but future row. Lag means previous row. That is nothing but past row. Now the first value of the column, right? First value of a column and last value of a column. That's how we call them as analytic or value functions. If you guys are observed in this, what is happening? By using a lag lead, compare the previous and next sales. Now this is what the sales we have it. In this, by getting the lag, right? By using a sales over partition by region, order by order date as previous sales region. Next, this is the next sales region. And what is that? Sales minus lag. So delta previous. How much it is trying to be get it by using here. If you guys are here, let's say this is a central. The previous sales region is nothing. There is no previous row. Nah? That's how there is no lag. Now here it is. Next sales region. What is that? East. Correct, right? That's what? The region, the sales, 1. Correct, right? This value is came from here. Sir, it is what is that means? 1. What is that? It skips the 1 and get this next row. Means if you are not mentioned by default, it is going to be 0. Means I'm taking the second row. Second row. Got it? That's what. So delta, obviously nothing because there is no lag. Now send 1 0 to 1 2. This is the previous. Sorry, this is the sales. Sorry. This is the sales. We can able to see this. This is the same. Next row we can able to take it, and this is what 1 0 212, this is coming from previous. That's what lag. And next sales is from here. Next row. From the next row. Next is, there's a delta, it is, what is that? Sales minus, correct track? Lag, this one. Sales minus lag, sales minus 1 over the region. This minus if I do, how much? That is what? Right? So this is what it happens. Now based on this, what I can see, this is an increased or decreased? Increased with the previous date on the central. This is a central, it's happened on Jan 31st. Next sale is happened May 9th, right? For this, the previous sales is 10,212, right? So now on the May 9th, it's happened this, means 3,11,032 minus 10,002 means how much the sales it's happened based on previous sales, 3,820. It's done heavy, means high compared to the previous sales. Now the same thing, when you come in this third, here it is, what is that? This is the previous sales. This is the previous sales. Next sales is 21,920. And this is, you can say, this delta between this here. What is happened? 69,856. It is went to minus 2,41,176. When you compare the previous sales, this sales is less. This sales is less. Understood, Nansa? So this kind of analysis you can do by using this previous and next sales. Previous and next sales by using that region and order date. Order date. Understood, sir? So that's what we can able to see here. Again, region and order by the date, it is going to be come like this. Okay, so now another one is like a first and last. Get the highest and lowest sales per region. I'm trying to get this first value on partition by region by using the order by sales descending. Order by sales descending. Obviously, another one is the last value, order by sales descending between unbounded proceeding and unbounded falling. Just mention like this. Let's see here. If I try to execute it, I can able to see in this, right? This is the highest sales in region. This is the lowest in the sales region. Even if I'm doing this order by sales descending, I'm saying that unbound proceeding and unbound following. It's going to be take this last one. Understood, Nasa? That row selection is also you can able to take it by using which one? Last. So no over clause. By using the over clause. Not only the partition, even once partition is happened, you can do this by using which one? Rows between what are the stuff it is happens. Right? So unbound proceeding and unbounded following. So accordingly, it is going to give me this 1484. You can able to do this. Or else you can apply which one? Ascending. If you apply the ascending, that value you can going to be get. Understood? That is also you can able to do this. Clear? Now, this is a very simple sir. Just I told you entile, right? So entile it is, let's split the products into quartiles, right? By sales, like means 4. Quartile means 4. Right? So how many numbers you can say? N quartiles. I can say that tiles, N tiles, not quartiles, N tiles. We can call it as N tiles. How many parts you want it to be? How many buckets or groups you want it to be? You can do that by using what? Sales. By sales. That you can do by using a order by sales. Now, if you see this, if I try to execute, I can able to see this home mixer. Right? So like this home mixer. right? So there's a rank. You can see this 1, 2, and 3 based on what? Sales. Based on sales. Here we given the limit 30. If I remove this limit 30, I can able to see this 4. I can able to see the 4. Right? Limit will works in the last. I hope you guys are know it. Right? So that's how I come. Now it is working 4 groups. In the 4 groups, based on total how many rows are came, it is going to be divided. Let's say total 50 rows are there. This 50 rows has been kept into accordingly to which group it is. Based on what? Sales descending order. Like a grouping, just like a grouping, right? Order by, one kind of a order by, you can say that when you use the n type. One kind of a order by. One kind of a order by based on the sales as a group. As a group. You can able to have with the number. Which tile it is. Which tile it is. Tile. Which tile it is. If I say this 2, now if it is going to be just 2 tiles are going to be happen. Understood? So that's how I'm not showed much interest, just giving a idea. Now, finally, the last one, I wanted to tell you just a kind of a small project. Let's say consider, right? So let's say rank products by profit within a category, right? Rank a products by profit, not a sale. Profit is different, sale is different, right? Making charge minus, sorry, sale charge minus making charge, right? That is a my profit, right? So that's what. So rank the products by profit within a category. Within a category. Obviously, we are taking from a sales. In a sales, what we have a product is there, category is there, and the sales also there, and we have a profit is column is also there. So that's how what we are doing. So product, category, sum of product. That's a total profit. Now this is a combination of group by and window function. This is a group by because I'm trying to get this a total profit based on product and category. Product and category, right? It is going to give me this total profit. In that, we are trying to find out that partition category order by sum of profit descending order for a rank. Let me try to show you. If I execute it, you can see in this fit band, it is comes under apparel. The total profit is 16,773. Now the rank is in 1 under apparel. Under apparel. So like this, you can say the glow cream is going to be the second. Now we are giving a rank for a product based on that profit within a category. Category, again, it's a category. So that's how partition is going to be happen by using a category. Now this is going to be calculated after the group by. After the group by. That's we discussed already. I showed this how the sequence of this order will happen. After group by having, the window function will be executed. Now it is in the comes into select. So now in the select product category, sum of the profit, and now rank partition by category, right? So order by sum profit. Anyhow, it is going to show that the total profit based on what category and product. It is not only the category, it is a category and product. How much of the total sales, right? A product can get a repeated orders, can get the repeated orders. So that's how we are getting the total. We're getting total, and now we can able to see that, right? What is that rank in that category? In that category called apparel. Let's say in the beauty, what is that? Home mixer. Don't misunderstand me. I wantedly created some dummy data. Okay, so beauty category beta TV, like this something we created. So don't mind. So randomly generated by using a Python code. So that's how. So don't think, sir, why is the beauty home mixer is there? So don't get confused. Okay. So like this, you can say this, it is comes like this. Understood? So it is a combination of group by and here. Understood, right? So when you wanted to this, first you need to understand this. What's the sales table? In a sales table, products categories are repeating because I'm getting more sales for each type of product. So that's how first I need to group by it and then sum it. That sum value I need to do by order by to get the rank. To get the rank. That sum profit, whatever the sum profit we have, we are going to be use it which one for to get the rank on that category. On that category. That's what is going to be happens when you go with this. Same thing, month over month sales growth, right? Some example pattern is given, right? So by using the date format, order date, by using the month sales, right? By using on the sales table and lag and over that and rounded, and then we try to get it like month basis. So you can try to execute it. We can able to see this month basis here. It is coming like in 2024 January, right? So it is comes as month sales is this much, previous month's nothing, and month PCT change. Huh? Percentage change. Now if you see this, there's a month sales this much, right? This is a total sum of, because we use the group by also, and there's a total. And now what is happening? This is the lag, means this is the previous month sales, and now this is the sales. Now we got it. How much percentages has been changed? Now this one is minus, this one is in a plus. Like this, we can able to see here how much it is happened. Understood that? Because in February we got a less sales, right? On March we got a again is increased based on that previous month, not the previous month. We got only the previous month. How much? 197 has been increased. That what we can able to see. Clear? So this is what's up. So you guys can able to do this. We're going to be share this with you guys. Okay, don't worry. Right? We're going to be share this thing, table, data, and all the stuff on the groups. Just to try to go through this. If you guys have any queries, you can contact us. Clear? This is the Windows functions. But lastly, I wanted to give some tips to you guys, right? Before the last, always order by when using the lag lead for a sequence logic. Try to be maintain that when you are using this lag or lead, right? I hope lag means previous, lead means next, right? When you are using, obviously try to use the order by. This is my experience, I'm telling. That's your choice, but try to keep it as much as possible. When you're using the partition, use the partition by for compute group level metrics, but keep the row level details. Right, so try to keep this row level details. Obviously, we are trying to keeping this information when you're using the window functions. Obviously, on that row specific, we are trying to be, but always should be group level. Try to be group level. Group level means the context has to be there. Whatever the column you are going to be choosing on the partition by, that has a meaning. That is as a mean. I'm going to be select the primary key in the partition by, that's useless. Understood, right? That is not a context at all, actually. That is not a context at all, right? So this is a classification. Group means it's a kind of a classification where you're keeping your data into this as a groups or a buckets. Groups as a buckets, right? So this is like these people are belongs to male, this belongs to female, this belongs to kids, like this. How we will do? Correct or no? That's a grouping will do. Right? The same way that there's grouping, what we are using? Gender. We are using the gender. Right? So here also that context, that's how I'm saying that when you are using the partition by, obviously to make sure the group level metrics, whatever we are taking in this group level metrics, has to be aligned with the row level details, right? So that is what my suggestion when you're working with over clause, right? That is what my suggestion. That's your choice. You want it to be taken. Clear? Online guys understood?
Yes.
Good. So give us some time. We're going to be share all these details. There's a SQL file I'm going to be share with you guys with the clean detail wise. I'm going to be make a proper document. The .sql file, we will share it. In that you are going to have .sql plus CSV files. I'm going to do this .sql and CSV files. If possible, in that I'm going to be add some more assignments or whatever. I'll go and add it. If you want it, you can do it. If you're facing any issue, you can contact me any point of time. Clear? Ritika and Santosh?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much and happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali, sir.
Diwali, so
Happy
I
Diwali, sir.
understand
Thanks.
festival is very, very important. So practice is more important than the festival. So please do the practice. When you're doing a practice, if you're facing any issue, post it on a group. We'll try to help. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you.
you.